Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Backwave. That's right, baby. I'm actually going to upload this year. Unlike the video I uploaded last year, I actually plan on uploading this year. Hopefully. I don't know. You might only get this upload. Anyway, so Magnum Warrior. I love Magnum Warrior. That's no secret on my channel. I fucking adore this deck. It's the deck that really got me into like big combo decks, like more serious competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! But so with the new sport coming out in the next core set, I think later this month or start of next month, whenever it is, I really want to play it a bit. Really quickly, before we get into the card by card, I just want to go about what we're not playing again, just like I did with that initial deck profile when the new cards first got revealed. Firstly, Delta. Delta is actually a much better card in this deck than I originally thought it was. Having this plus any other Earth monster in hand as just full card is just full combo because you can normal Delta, mill and Omega, destroy the other rock in your hand, summon it, and then make Gallon Granite in order to search in order to search the Millennium Magnum Plus, and then that is just full combo. It's also just the third best rock monster to play if you want to like lean a bit heavier into Adamancipator. So I'll get back to this in a second, but Adamancipator just does not have enough names to really play. But we'll get back into that in a second. Magnetic Field. I actually really like Magnetic Field. Just being able to bounce one card back to the hand is actually pretty good. Plus, also that once per turn reborn effect is just really good for a card, and it just demands immediate removal. It's just a nice card, but it's like the third best search off the copy of the where is it? Plasma Magnum. So, if next up, the Adamancipator engine. So, like I just said with Delta, there's not really that many good Adamants. There's not really that many good Magnet Warriors to find off this. Like the only one you actually really want to be searching is what is it, Beta or Delta? Because if you spike a Delta off a Adamancipator, you can mill the Omega, use the Omega to destroy whichever Adamancipator you use to summon it, and then just summon that back, and then that's full combo. Or if Analyzer hits any Magnet Warrior name, that is also full combo, because it's either you hit the Beta, which is level 3, which is also your starter, or you hit any one level 4, which then makes the Gallon Granite, which is then just full combo again. But hey, now that we've gotten all those guys out of the way, let's actually get into the list. Oh yeah, also, what is it? Imperium Magnum, actually. Alright, so Imperium Magnum. Since the last one, people have like been really just playtesting this deck a lot, and people have found that there's actually ways to get to this guy without having to commit too much to the board. And you also get like I think it's an IP Masquerena as well on top of it. I still don't think it's worth it, especially having to play like what? A copy of Gamma, Alpha, the other two Magna Warriors, that's an extra 4 Garnets in your deck that I'm just not willing to play. I'm pretty sure all 4 of those are hard Garnets. Actually, no, Delta as well, 5 Garnets. So just an additional 5 Garnets just put up a weaker end board than, this deck here does. If you want to play it pure, you can do that, but other than that, it's just kind of a bit iffy. Alright, so with that, we can actually now get into the card by card. We're on free Linear Magnum Plus, the best card of the deck. We're on free Sigma Minus, I wouldn't say this one's set in stone. You could definitely play less. I like playing more though. It's just the second extender you can touch with a magnet bonding, or it's just a good starter because you can discard this plus any other magnet warrior you have in hand in order to just start playing. It's just nice. I think if we ever get like more names, this will definitely get shaved down, or like you can even shave it down for what is it, the Duotarians? Because it's just a one card starter because it's such the bondings. So if you wanted to, you could cut like 2 of these to play 2 Duotarians instead. I'm just not on them because I think I just forgot they existed, honestly. Like until the second. So yeah, you could probably do that. Beta, the only like older Magnet warrior to actually make it into the list. Telesrion, the only Magna warrior to make it into the list. Sigma Plus, Epsilon, and Omega Plus, free magnet bonding, a magnet induction, 1 copy of Researcher, talents, Cold Buy, free engraver, 1 Lacrima, 1 Lurie, and then 2 Tract. Tract is also another card that you could probably shave down on. I just like playing 2 because it's just a really good extender. If you open this plus any other level 4, that's just full combo. With also, what is it, Wave Hiking Season protection. So I just like having multiple copies of the Fiendsmith line, but it's definitely shareable. With that, we just have Unknown Engine. We already have these 2. We have the free Ash, 1 Nibiru to be such off Gallon Granite in a situation where we just already have everything. Free Fua, free Perulia, and free Impalm. Let's get into the replays. The replay. There's 1 replay. It's free games. I did a match with this. Alright, so for our match of the day, we're going to be going up against Mitsurugi on, I think, a fucking miserably bad hand. They're going to be going first with Folos and two Garnets and the one card starter, and I have nothing to stop them. I will Perulia though. They'll normal summon the Manju. I'll grab my draw. They'll add the Amino. They'll Amino in order to go grab out their copy of Saji. Saji will tribute itself in order to go grab out the copy of the Ritual Spell. The Ritual Spell for the copy of Amino from deck. They'll then use the Amino in graveyard in order to add the Futsu. They'll then ritual tributing the Amino to summon a Futsu. I'll get my other draw. They'll get to add a copy of Prez by also get to summon back their Amino. They'll then Prez tributing Futsu in order to go grab out the what is this one again? Kusagi. And then summon back the Saji. He'll then Futsu and Mirror in sequence in order to put Mirror back in the deck and then summon back the Futsu while also adding another copy of Prez. From here, this is pretty much the only time I'll get to Nibiru because I'm scared they will just make a Photon Lord. Which they don't have in here, so I just didn't have to be worried, but better be safe than sorry. So, and I'll take this opportunity to pitch the second beta I now have in my hand while also distributing everything they control. They'll set the trap and the quick play spell and pass turn. I'll draw a Cold Python, which is, I think, the best card in my deck. They'll summon back the Futsu. I'll normal summon Beta effect in order to add any copy of Sigma Minus. They'll draw me. Perfectly furnished in this position, actually. I'll summon back the Researcher. They'll try Futsuing targeting Amino. I'll call by Amino. They will chain the Great Purification in order to make sure it goes off. Tributing Futsu. They'll summon back Amino. They'll Amino in order to destroy everything. I'll mill 2 in order to summon out the Linear Magnum Plus. I did misplay here. This Omega Plus here should have been another copy of, what is it, Sigma Minus, just so I could have one in rotation so that because I'll explain it when we get there. I'll use the effect of the Sigma Minus in hand, attempting Diffusion Summon. They'll chain Amino in order to force me to either discard or negate. I'll choose to discard so that I get Sigma Plus's effect either way, because that's, at the end of the day, that's all I want here. I'll end up fusion summoning into that. I'll summon back my Epsilon, and this is why I wanted to mill that Sigma Plus earlier. Because here I could have milled. Because here, instead of milling the Sigma Minus here and then having to reborn the Sigma Plus or Omega, I could have milled the Omega and then summoned back Sigma Minus in order to then send a Telos Realm. And you'll see it later, but that would have just given me lethal. I'll summon back my Sigma Plus, we'll make an Exciton Knight, we'll summon back the Omega, because, fucking Plasma Magnum here does in fact turn everything on the field to Earths, so you do have to help yourself here. We'll go Requiem for a Lacrima, we'll go Lacrima here, sending a guy in order to, and then we'll summon it the Engraver back, we'll then Requiem onto the Engraver, we'll then Engraver to pop our token we gave them, we'll then Sequence, shuffling back 2 in order to summon the Lacrima, we'll then Lacrima, summoning back the Engraver, we'll then link these two off the Dogu, Freight Train Dogu, boost up to 37, we'll then enter battle, we'll walk over that for 11, we'll walk in for 24, and they will just scoop it up. Alright, we're on to round 2, and our opponent has drawn a considerably better, what's that, 3 starters, Hand Trap, and a Garnet. Alright, so they'll go for the pre-prep in order to add Amino in the Ritual Spell, we'll chain our Fua, they'll chain the Azuna in order to summon itself, they'll summon a Saji from deck, I'll get to draw off that, they'll get to use the effect in order to summon the Saji Ritual Spell, they'll Azuna in order to they'll Lupus, and then they'll search their Ritual Spell. They'll then Lupus back to the field. Something I think is kind of weird here is they just didn't immediately go for the Ripper. I don't know, they might have just not have been playing around the Nibiru or any other hand trap for that matter. But or they might have been playing around the Fulos here, but I don't know, they just decided not to make Ripper. I think that might have won them the game on the spot, but, who cares? Oh, I swapped by accident. They'll then use the Ritual Spell in order to summon the Amino from hand by using the guys in their grip. They'll then add it back to the hand off the Kusanagi, summoning the Amino from their deck. I'll get my draw off the Fua. They'll then get to summon back their Amino and add a Prez. I'll Nibiru here. They'll chain this. I'll pitch one of the 2 Fiendsmiths in my hand, summon itself out, and then the token, they'll get to Amino here and to summon itself back and destroy my guys and add the trap card. They'll then use the ritual spell, summon back the Futsu, normal summon the Droll, link off the token with a Prez and a copy of Great Purification set, and then pass turn. Also, I haven't pointed out any cards in my hand yet, but we have drawn a card we're going to search anyway, a card we're going to search anyway, a card we're going to search anyway, and a Trust Baton. I'll go Fiendsmith for a tract. We'll go tract here in order to search out the Lurry. We'll Lurry pitch itself in order to go summon itself back. They'll then get to summon back the Kusanagi. Kusanagi will then recycle the ritual spell. We'll link it off for a Requiem. Then get to Futsu summon back the Harmano. We'll link it off. We'll summon out the Lacrima, send that. We'll then Frost here for the talents. Will the talents try to take something? They'll Great Purification to Omni Negate. It's kind of rough. But they'll Amino and Great Purification and the ritual spell in sequence. They'll summon back Amino while also adding a Prez. I'll shuffle that back in order to summon back the Engraver. They'll Futsu, summon back a Saji. I'll equip that to the Engraver, attempt to activate the effect. They'll activate the IP Masquerena in order to just negate everything on the field. We'll link these over for a sequence. They'll Futsu to summon back the Amino. Amino just wipe the board. I'll send these two to the graveyard and they'll summon out the Imperium Magnum Plus. We'll then summon back the Epsilon. They'll then get to summon back Amino. We'll then Epsilon effect, sending an Omega in order to oh, never mind, they're summoning another go back. We'll then summon back this Sigma Plus. We'll then activate the Omega, trying to summon itself back. They will then force us to discard a card in order to get that effect. I'll just discard the Telestриon on my hand that I want in the graveyard anyway. Overlay these two for the Exciton Knight. We'll Exciton here in order to attempt to wipe the board. They'll chain the prayers, tributing Armeno in order to then revive a card. Uh, how the fuck do you pronounce that? Xylophonia is protected by the IP. We'll then equip the sequence of this. I didn't realize this until after they pointed it out after I ended my turn, but Exciton Knight isn't a once per turn. I just assumed it is, right? But like, no, you can just do it as long as they still have more cards than you. That's actually kind of insane, actually. I think if I knew that, I would have been in a better position. I wouldn't have won the game with the spot or anything, but like I would have been doing better. I'll try walking over. They don't take damage. That can't be destroyed. They'll destroy Ghost Ball for time. They'll use the trap card and summon that back, tribute that, in order to get another search and summon it back, and then wipe our board again. They'll then go to the main phase. They'll then enter battle. They'll swing in for that. We'll try activating the Lacrima. They'll Ghost Spell. I'll take my 100, I'll take 2,000, and I'll take another 32. They'll go to the main phase 2, they'll set a prayer, activate a prayer, summon back the Kusanagi, add back Saji, they'll normal the Saji out, link off for a Dynamondo and a SP All Night, and yeah, this probably is just all she wrote. I'll try to engrave it here. Engrave will then get summoned back the Futsu. I'll then go for the Omega Plus, hedging that, and then use that effect to summon it back. They'll then use that effect to summon back Kusanagi, adding back the Saji. I'll link the sequence directly into the zone that the Zelphonia is pointing to. Whoopsie daisy, I'll summon out my Linear Magnum Plus. They'll Futsu back the Ameno. Ameno to destroy everything. I'll then summon back my Telestриon. Will Telestриon effect walk over that, but they'll get to destroy that instead. Then from here, they draw a pre-prep. I'll activate the effect to try tagging out by accident. They'll chain that. I'll chain my Lacrima. Lacrima summon out Requiem. I'll choose to discard the track. I'll summon back my two guys. They'll Futsu. I'll Requiem. They'll SP to just eat my two guys. I'll summon out a Lacrima. They'll summon back Amino. They'll summon back another guy, and I will just scoop it up and take us to a game 3. Alright, so we're going to game 3, and our opponent has no hand traps, and I found Solemn Judgment. That's a pretty fucking good hand. Alright, so we're going to go for our normal summon of Beta the Electromagnet Warrior. We're going to add the copy of Sigma Minus with Sigma Minus in order to summon out the Plasma Magnum. Plasma Magnum for a second Magnet Conduction or Magnet Conduction for the Telestриon. Not Telestриon, sorry, the Magnum Plus. Sending out two guys. We'll do Sigma Plus targeting the Epsilon in order to summon itself back. Epsilon sending Omega and then summoning back the Sigma Minus in order to mill the Telestриon. Will then Omega tributing that in order to summon itself and then add that back to hand. Link these two off for SP here. That seems kind of weird, but I was just trying to play around the IP. No, not IP, sorry, Infinite Impermanence, or like Velo or something like that, or like a Nibiru. You know, I'm trying to insulate myself from those kind of cards. I'll summon back a Beta here somehow. No, I got that off the Magnet Induction that's still activating. Overlay these two for Gallon Granite. Will Gallon Granite add a copy of Adamantium Cepeda Researcher? We'll then activate the effect just because. We hit a guy last second. We get just another guy. We'll sync these two off with Insuria Beast, summon out the Telestриon, set free and pass. So you might notice something here. Insuria Beast can infinitely negate spell cards as long as you have cards in your deck. And my opponent has 4 spell cards in hand. And a card they can't summon. So they're gonna need to find something really good off the top here, maybe like a kaiju. But even if they find a kaiju, they still have to play through all of this. They find the fifth spell card, so they activate that, it gets negated. They activate the second prez, it gets negated. You activate chaotic elements, it gets negated. You activate pre-prep, it gets negated. And then they scoop. Oh, I love Nichiria Beast, it's so fucking cheesy.